The silence has been deafening. Months of unanswered questions, months where the truth seemed buried beneath speculation, fear, and whispers in the shadows. And now, someone has finally broken it. Rebecca's ex-husband has stepped forward. After weeks of silence, after avoiding every camera, every microphone, every probing question, he has spoken. And what he revealed, it could change everything. Think about it. Someone so close to the center of the storm, someone who saw things no one else did, remained quiet for months. Why? What was he protecting? And more importantly, what truths was he holding back? Tonight, for the first time, the words he chose to share are being heard. Every hesitation, every pause, every carefully measured sentence tells a story beyond what he says. There's guilt in his tone. There's fear in what he omits. And there's the haunting possibility that he knows more than he's letting on. Ask yourself this: if you knew a truth that could save someone or expose someone, would you stay silent? How long could you wait before the weight of what you know becomes unbearable? And when that day comes, when you finally speak, does your revelation bring relief or shock, suspicion, and even more questions? This is the chilling reality we're facing tonight. Because the ex-husband's words don't exist in a vacuum. They collide with months of public scrutiny, investigative gaps, and the cries of a mother whose silence has already haunted us all. And as we dig deeper, as we unpack every claim, every implication, the question lingers: is he revealing the truth, or is he carefully shaping a story to protect himself or someone else? Stay with me, because in the next minutes, we'll break down his statements line by line. We'll examine what he said, what he left unsaid, and what the timing of his confession tells us about the hidden forces shaping this case. By the end of this story, you won't just be a witness, you'll be standing at the edge of a mystery that could rewrite everything we thought we knew. And here's the hardest part. While you watch, remember this: every second of silence, every word left unspoken has consequences. Someone is counting on us not to notice. Someone is counting on the world turning away, but not here, not now. DetectiveMax is watching, questioning, and breaking down the walls hiding the truth. So lean in and prepare yourself. Because what you're about to hear may shock you, may anger you, and may make you question everything about the people we thought we knew. But before we dive into this, kindly subscribe to our channel if you believe in fighting for justice. Because every view, every comment, every subscriber is a stand against silence and a step toward justice for those who cannot fight for themselves. We've just crossed 5,000 subscribers, all because of your support, and we need that same energy to reach 6,000, then 7,000, and then 10,000. So go ahead and drop your fingerprints on that subscribe button and where you're watching from, because wherever you are, the day this vision is fulfilled, I will send my appreciation straight to you. Let's keep building this community that fights for justice together. After months of silence, after endless speculation and rumors that have torn through social media, Rebecca's ex-husband has finally spoken. And what he revealed, it could change everything we thought we knew about this case. Think about that for a moment. Someone so close to the center of the storm, someone who saw things no one else did, remained quiet for months. Why? What was he protecting? And more importantly, what truths has he been holding back? Tonight, for the first time, the world hears his side, but pay close attention. Every pause, every hesitation, every carefully measured word carries meaning. There's guilt in his tone, fear in what he omits, and the chilling possibility that he knows far more than he's letting on. Ask yourself, if you had the chance to reveal the truth, something that could expose lies, protect a life, or prevent further harm, would you speak immediately? Or would you wait, calculating every word, every action, knowing that one slip could destroy lives or protect secrets? And now the question echoes louder than ever: is he finally telling the truth, or is this another carefully crafted layer of deception? Stay with me, because in the next minutes, we will dissect every statement, every implication, and every contradiction. We will explore what his words reveal and what they deliberately hide. By the end of this story, you won't just be a spectator, you'll be staring into the heart of a mystery that could rewrite everything we thought we knew about Rebecca, her ex-husband, and the events surrounding this case. And here's the hardest part to face: Every second of silence, every word left unspoken, has consequences. Someone is counting on us not to notice. Someone is counting on the world turning away. But not here, not now. Detective Max is watching, questioning, and breaking down the walls hiding the truth. So lean in, focus. Because what you're about to hear may shock you, anger you, and force you to question everything about the people we thought we knew. Before we even hear a single word from Rebecca's ex-husband, we need to understand the world he's stepping into. The disappearance at the center of this story didn't just shock the community, it fractured it. Families whispered behind closed doors. Social media erupted with speculation, half-truths, and outright rumors. Rebecca's statements throughout this ordeal were a roller coaster of emotion, sometimes pleading, sometimes defensive, sometimes suspiciously vague. Every declaration raised questions, every pause left room for doubt. Into this storm steps a man who has always been part of the periphery, Rebecca's ex-husband. His role in past events is complicated. He knew the dynamics of the household, the tensions simmering beneath the surface, and potentially the secrets that no one else could see. And yet, for months, he said nothing. That silence is a statement in itself. In criminal investigations, absence of voice often speaks louder than any confession. Every day he remained silent. The public, the investigators, and even the media were left to fill in the gaps themselves. Speculation ran wild. Was he protecting Rebecca? Was he protecting himself? Or was there a darker truth he wasn't ready to reveal? And now, after weeks, maybe months, of carefully calculated quiet, he has finally chosen to speak. But here's the chilling part. The timing of his words is just as important as the words themselves. Something changed. Something compelled him to step out of the shadows. Was it pressure from the investigation? Fear of exposure? Guilt? Or a deliberate strategy to shape the story before anyone else could? As we explore what he reveals, keep this in mind. His voice doesn't just add to the narrative. It could rewrite the story entirely. And in true crime, timing and motive are everything. The answers may lie, not only in what he says, but in why he waited until now to say it. After months of silence, the ex-husband finally speaks, and the weight of his words is immediate. Every eye is on him. Every camera lens captures his carefully measured expression. But in true crime, what matters most isn't just what someone says, it's how they say it, when they say it, and what they leave unsaid. He begins with fragments of what he claims to know, insights into Rebecca's behavior, subtle hints about conflicts with Jake, and references to moments that only someone intimately familiar with the family could witness. But these aren't casual anecdotes. These are carefully chosen statements, each with the potential to shift public perception. Listen closely, in the pauses, in the stutters, in the slight tremor of his voice. There is tension, there is hesitation, there is hesitation, there is guilt, and there is the lingering question that will haunt both investigators and viewers alike. Why did he remain silent for so long? What truths did he withhold? And why did he choose this moment to finally speak? He says enough to make people lean in, to make investigators take notice, but not enough to confirm the full story. Every word is layered. Some could be facts, some protective narrative, some misdirection. And as Detective Max, we analyze every micro-expression, every shift in tone, and every deliberate omission. Because in cases like this, silence is as loud as a confession. Now consider the implications. If he truly knows details that could change the investigation, then months of silence may have allowed crucial evidence to be lost, witnesses to forget, or even suspects to manipulate the story. If he is withholding critical truths, or subtly shaping a narrative, then this revelation may be as much about protection as it is about disclosure. And here's the most chilling thought. If he waited this long to speak, was it because he feared someone? Or was it because he wanted to control how the world would perceive the story before anyone else could intervene? By the end of this section, the audience should feel the tension rising. His words are not just a revelation, they are a trapdoor. They may lead to truth, or they may lead to more questions than answers. And in this game of secrets, every second of silence, every withheld detail, carries consequences. Stay alert, because in the next segment, we'll see how the community reacts, and how public scrutiny magnifies every word he just spoke, splitting opinion, stirring suspicion, and raising the stakes even higher. The moment Rebecca's ex-husband spoke, the ripple effect was immediate. Social media exploded, hashtags trended, comments poured in, and everyone had an opinion. Some praised his courage, others questioned his motives. Every statement he made was dissected, replayed, and analyzed by both experts and amateurs alike. Neighbors who had watched the family from afar suddenly felt compelled to speak. "We always suspected tension," some whispered. "But we never imagined this," others admitted, their voices heavy with suspicion. Friends, acquaintances, and bystanders all added pieces to a growing puzzle that no one yet fully understood. Traditional media picked up the story with equal intensity. Headlines splintered into two narratives. Some painted this as a long-awaited breakthrough, a revelation that could finally clarify months of unanswered questions. Others warned that this might be a smokescreen, a carefully timed disclosure meant to distract the public and authorities from other secrets. Here's the critical point. The ex-husband's words did not exist in isolation. They collided with public perception, investigative gaps, and years of accumulated suspicion. Every whisper, every online post, every news clip forced viewers to ask themselves, was he finally telling the truth? Was he protecting someone? Or was he simply controlling the story for his own benefit? And the guilt, it hangs over the community like a storm cloud. Because when someone so close to the family speaks after months of silence, the question isn't just what did he say? The question becomes, why didn't he speak sooner? What might have been prevented if he had? This public scrutiny, this media pressure, isn't just noise. It shapes the investigation, it pressures law enforcement, and it forces the audience, every one of you watching, to wrestle with the uncomfortable truth. Silence has a cost, and sometimes that cost is a life still trapped in uncertainty. As we move into the next section, we'll break down his statements, line by line, examining not only what he said, but what he didn't. Because in cases like this, what is left unsaid often reveals far more than the words themselves. Now we step into the heart of the matter, dissecting every word, every pause, and every subtle gesture from Rebecca's ex-husband. In true crime, statements are never just words. They are clues, red flags, and sometimes traps. We start with the facts he presented. Certain details align with prior reports and witness accounts, which lends his statements an air of credibility. But notice the inconsistencies, the points where he hesitates, repeats himself, or chooses vague language instead of specifics. These gaps may indicate memory lapses, fear, or deliberate withholding of critical information. Next, consider his emotional tone. Nervousness creeps in during crucial segments. There's a flicker of fear when referencing certain individuals, perhaps hinting at intimidation or guilt. Even the seemingly casual phrases can be loaded with meaning, subtle admissions, or coded messages that only careful analysis can uncover. But the most striking element is omission. What he doesn't say speaks volumes. In cases like this, silence is as revealing as confession. Every skipped detail, every carefully avoided question, raises the haunting possibility that he's hiding something the public, investigators, or even Rebecca herself doesn't yet know. And here's the chilling thought. If he delayed speaking for months, was it to protect himself? Was it fear of repercussions? Or was it to allow certain narratives to solidify before introducing his own version of events? As Detective Max, the task is clear. Line by line, tone by tone, every statement must be evaluated against known facts. Motives, fears, and possible deception all intersect here. By the end of this analysis, viewers should not only question what was said, but also what was deliberately left unsaid. While the public reacts and debates every word, law enforcement faces a very different reality. Officers and detectives must separate emotion from evidence, rumor from fact, and narrative from verifiable truth. The ex-husband's statements immediately trigger a flurry of activity, interviews, cross-references with existing reports, and revisits to prior evidence. Investigators ask themselves, which parts of his story can be verified, which remain uncorroborated. Every pause he took, every ambiguous phrase he used, must be tested against forensic records, timelines, and witness accounts. And the chilling truth emerges. There are gaps, critical gaps, that even the authorities cannot immediately fill. These gaps raise uncomfortable questions. If the ex-husband knew key information earlier, why did he stay silent? Did his delay impact the investigation, allowing vital evidence to disappear or become compromised? And most importantly, is there still a part of the truth that only he can reveal? Community outrage often overshadows this complexity, but Detective Max knows better. Law enforcement operates in layers of procedure, limitation, and caution. Their cautious approach is necessary, but it fuels speculation, anger, and suspicion. And for the audience, this is a reminder: the story you hear in the news is never the full story. The stakes are clear. Every unanswered question, every unverified statement keeps the case suspended in uncertainty. And in this world, uncertainty can be just as dangerous as deception. With the ex-husband's statements dissected and law enforcement carefully evaluating every claim, the public and investigators are left grappling with multiple possibilities. In true crime, rarely is there a single explanation, and this case is no exception. Theory 1: he's telling the truth. Perhaps the ex-husband is finally revealing what he always knew. His delay might have been driven by fear, trauma, or concern for others involved. In this scenario, his words are a breakthrough, a long-awaited key that could clarify months of mystery. Theory 2: protective silence. Maybe his silence was deliberate, meant to shield Rebecca, himself, or another party. He may have known details that, if revealed earlier, would have implicated someone close to the case or created legal complications. His timing is strategic, calculated to minimize personal risk while still shaping the narrative. Theory 3: manipulation or deflection. Another possibility is that he is crafting a story to redirect attention. By choosing what to reveal and what to omit, he could be protecting someone else, or himself, from scrutiny. Every careful phrasing, every pause, every selective revelation could be an effort to control perception rather than uncover truth. The chilling question that hangs over all these theories is the same one Detective Max emphasizes. Why speak now, after all this time, and what crucial piece of the puzzle is still being withheld? At this stage, the audience must remain vigilant. None of these theories can be dismissed outright, and each possibility carries weight. The lines between truth, protection, and deception are thin, and the cost of misunderstanding could be enormous. Now let's step into the shoes of Detective Max and look at the case from a professional investigative lens. Months of events, statements, and evidence must be analyzed logically and methodically. First, the timeline. Rebecca's ex-husband remained silent for months while the investigation stalled. Then, after mounting pressure, he spoke. His revelations intersect with prior statements, public suspicion, and law enforcement gaps, but do they line up with verifiable facts? Each timestamp, each encounter, each carefully chosen word is critical. Next, the behavioral analysis. His hesitations, pauses, and selective disclosures all suggest someone calculating the impact of their words. This is not casual storytelling, it is deliberate communication. Whether motivated by fear, guilt, or manipulation, every nuance is a potential clue. Then the motive indicators. Why speak now? Is it to protect someone, to relieve guilt, or to shape the narrative in his favor? Detective Max weighs these possibilities against what is known, searching for contradictions and inconsistencies. And finally, the critical gaps. Even after his statements, there remain unanswered questions. Key details about the disappearance, potential witnesses, and hidden evidence remain elusive. This is where professional analysis becomes vital. The ex-husband's words are part of the story, but the full truth lies buried in the intersections between what he said, what he omitted, and what law enforcement has yet to verify. As Detective Max, the challenge is clear: piece together fact from fiction, intention from deception, and motive from action. Only by doing so can we approach the truth hidden within this complex and emotionally charged case. As we reach the close of this story, the weight of unanswered questions becomes unbearable. Rebecca's ex-husband has spoken, but the truth remains partially hidden. Every omission, every hesitation, every carefully measured word leaves us asking, what is he protecting? Who else knows? And how much longer will Emmanuel's story remain shrouded in uncertainty? The chilling reality is this: silence has consequences. Every day that the full truth is withheld allows deception to persist. It lets guilt go unchallenged, and it allows those responsible, or those who could help, remain in the shadows. And here's the call to every one of you watching. Detective Max isn't here for clicks or views. We are here for justice. We fight until the truth is revealed, and we will not be quiet until accountability is enforced. If you believe Emmanuel, and every victim whose voice has been silenced, deserves justice, this is your moment to stand. Comment below with your thoughts, share your suspicions, and join the community that refuses to let silence win. Every opinion, every observation, every shared insight brings us closer to uncovering the truth. Remember, the ex-husband has spoken, but the story is far from over. Keep watching, keep questioning, and keep demanding answers. Because justice is not given, it is fought for, relentlessly, until it is grounded.